everybody. Welcome to On the Edge of Entertainment, where I get to have my very good friends on the show who are amazing entertainers in the Las Vegas area and around the world. And today I have a friend, someone that is like my favorite person in Las Vegas. His name is Jeffrey Debarathy. Hey, Jeff.
How's it going, everybody?
Good, good. Oh, I'm so glad to have you here. I love your background. You're so creative, so cool.
Thank you. Had to get funky and fresh.
Of course, you know. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about Jeff. He's basically Vegas's favorite entertainer.
Oh,
He does so many things. He's super versatile. He's a singer, a dancer, an actor, an acrobat, a choreographer. And one of my favorite parts about him, and I can't wait to show you these pictures, is that he designs costumes. So we're going to talk to you about all of that stuff. I hope you feel
come
like
on.
bragging around today.
Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready.
So how Jeff and I know each other, I mean, obviously we've probably heard of each other throughout the years and such because we've both been in Vegas for a while.
Yeah.
But last year we got to share a backstage together while I was in the show Blonde Invasion and he was in Zombie Burlesque. And every day he would come and he would say hello to everybody in the cast and give us all a hug. And I swear, it just always made our day. You made the show so much better and made us, just want to be there. It's like, oh, yay, I get to go see Jeffrey. Who cares about the show? I get to go see
Thanks.
Jeffrey. You're such a positive influence, and we don't have enough of that in this industry. We can get really discouraged with a lot of things. So it's very cool to have your positivity, and it's very much appreciated, I'm sure, by more people than you know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that because I just try to make people feel welcome. And when you guys came in, I was like, "Come on, you guys are here too. So let's do this."
Yeah, yeah, it was awesome to see you back there. Let me show you a picture of the two of us backstage doing what we do. Can you see it?
Oh snap! There we are.
Yes,
Yeah,
me as Madonna and you as what's your character's name again?
Johnny Weissmuller,
All right, love it. That's us. Aw, and here's us now.
my zombie pose.
That's my Lady Gaga pose.
I know. You're like paws up. I'm like zombie hands up.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your time in Las Vegas? I know you got here about what, 15 years ago or something.
17.
17. I was close. I was trying to cut a couple years off, that's what we do for each other.
I don't care. I'll be happy about it. Yeah, I moved here in 2002, and I'd worked on Celebrity Cruise Lines before that. So I did a year and 6 months on Celebrity Cruise Lines. I opened inaugural cast of the Celebrity Millennium in 2000, and then after that 6 month contract, I opened Celebrity Infinity and did two 6 month contracts on that ship.
Wow. I mean,
Don't cry, it's okay. I know you're happy, but
well, being on a cruise ship is amazing training, and I guess you met some people on there that were also involved in Las Vegas. Is that how you got over to Vegas?
yeah, there was a girl in my cast. Her name was Erin Boyd. She's an amazing dancer, performer. But we worked together on our first ship. She got off ships. She landed a show called Storm at Mandalay Bay here in Las Vegas.
I
She messaged
remember.
me with like, she's like, this show might be perfect for you. Get a demo video made, send it to me. And then I pretty much did everything she told me to do. And she gave it to the right people. And I actually got called for a private audition to come to Las Vegas to audition for the show.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing, and it just goes to show that when you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, when you're active and you're doing your job, you're showing up on time, you're being nice to people, you're making friends, that they then refer you later. And because I don't know about you, but I want to work with people that I like. So if
Oh,
I have
definitely.
an opportunity to invite somebody into my space, I want to make sure that they're people that I want to be around, obviously, So I think reputation is very important when it comes to that kind of stuff and how you act.
Oh, definitely. I 100% agree. I try to do my best every project I'm involved with. And, even if it's, you know, hard or easy, you just have to bring it 180%, I feel.
Absolutely, 180, huh? Wow, that's a lot. Because I used to say
Really?
110 because I know 100% is a lot, and I thought 10 just kind of took it a little bit more. But look, this doesn't surprise me at all that you do your shows at 180%.
I try at
Justifiably.
least. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's good, and it takes you to the next thing, and it keeps you working. So,
Yeah, it was crazy. She told me to do it. I sent in the videotape. I had to fly back and forth I'm from Butte, Montana originally,
hmm.
and I flew back and forth 3 different times to audition for the show. And the last time I auditioned, it was a weird circumstance. I left a pair of tap shoes in the wings,
Hmm.
and I forgot them when I left. So I went back and got them, and they asked me to chat a little bit, and they asked my availability, and I was like, "This, I'm available tonight." Meanwhile, I was like, I still lived in Butte, so it was kind of on the spot. But in those circumstances, I just was like, you know what, I'm available right now if you need me.
So, did they use you right then?
No, so what happened was they offered me a contract, and they gave me a little time frame because eventually I told them, I was like, well, I don't live here. I need to go back home and get the belongings to move to Vegas. And
That
it was within a couple weeks though.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, that's crazy. And it was your willingness too. Your willingness to say, "Hey, I'm available right now." And that makes them know that you'd be somebody they want to hire, because they have a lot at stake with people that they hire as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of training that you have to go through or that they have to pay you for learning the whole thing. It's just like a real job.
It is. Entertainment is such a real job, and some people they often ask, they ask about it like it's not real, but it's a
I
hundred.
know.
It's 100%, 200% real. How about that?
Yeah, I feel like it's because you're the person on stage and you're trying to you have the audience staring at you and you're presenting the whole show. You're up there representing the whole show. And if you're not on, then it shows. Somebody's literally looking at you. So
Oh yeah.
it's even harder, I think, sometimes than a real job in that regard, because you can't be the party animal or hang out all night and then be up and ready to do 180% the next day, right?
And then they pick apart every little aspect of your performance, and we already do that ourselves, which is pretty bad to say, but like everyone does it, you know what I mean? So everyone's judgy, you're judgy, so you just have to learn, to get a thick skin and just do your best and go for it.
Definitely. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into the costume design aspect in your life?
Sure. I think it started because I was able to travel a lot in like the beginning of my professional years because I left Montana when I was 19. And so I got to see Europe. I got to see, just places in the Baltic and the Mediterranean. I did Hawaii, Alaska, and the Caribbean. So just getting to travel and experiences different cultures and seeing different things.
Mm-hmm.
And having moved to Vegas, being in a plethora of different shows, you wear so many different costumes,
Mm-hmm.
and you just kind of develop a style. I've always worn glasses since I moved here for some reason. Just it's a style choice, but some people have rarely see me without glasses on. But I'm like, I do have eyes. You know what I mean? Like it's people are like, why are you trying to cover your eyes all the time? It's just a style thing for me. But there was a show I was in called Fashionistas,
Yes, I remember that show.
and it was an edgy, push the boundaries for its time. The theme was bondage, S&M, but it was an hour and a half pure dancing show. We had a live drummer at the beginning when we first opened, but
Mm.
it was the craziest fashion I had ever seen at the time. And I was like, this stuff is pretty bomb. So I just decided, I don't know, I started making little accessory pieces for myself. Like I made
Mm-hmm.
this stuff out of one of my shoes.
Repurpose. I love it.
But I just loved the vibe, the imagery of the fetish wear, you could say, which is, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's so random to say, but it spoke to me, and I just kind of used that as maybe a little platform in some of my designs because I love to use hardware, like anything
Mm-hmm.
with spikes, chains, a leather, patent leather, vinyl, rubber. It's a unique element and unique elements to work with when designing.
Yeah, and you look like this going around all day long. You're very stylish, you're very stylish. You have your own style. You're just like a star in your own right. And you always look so cool. So let
It
me
makes it makes me
oh,
feel good too.
yeah,
Just
that
to,
makes
you know,
sense.
it's kind of like armor in a sense too. Like, I'm getting ready for the day or ready for whatever I'm doing, and just like suiting up in funky stuff. It just makes me feel good.
I always wanted to do that as well, but I was kind of brought up a little bit more conservative, so me doing my characters that I do gives me that opportunity to put on that armor and
Yep.
then feel like a completely different person in my shows. But I don't get to do it in real life, so I kind of envy you. I mean, I do like to dress. I have a big wardrobe and
You could do it in little doses if you want. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You can amp up any. That's like I style a lot of entertainers,
Mhm.
and some want to go full out, some want to be a little more laid back. So I just you work with yourself, or you work with the person who you're doing it for, and you just get their comfortability level, and that's pretty much how I can scope it out too. For me, I'm like, I'll wear whatever, I don't care. Like, people can say what they want. Like, at the end of the day, it makes me happy,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I'm cool with that.
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, let me share some of these pictures of your designs. Um, yeah. So this picture kind of screams you if you, I mean, just the interesting intricacies about it.
Yeah, that's a steampunk gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I love the vibe of steampunk also, just because you said intricacies. Like, if you look at details of a lot of stuff I do, I always try to pay attention to everything from head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
And say if you zoom in, or anybody can see it up close, because we wear them during live performances. Like, some looks like this for a show I was in called Alice, a steampunk concert fantasy.
Amazing show. I miss it.
Yeah, I miss it too. Ann Martinez is amazing, but she brought
Mm-hmm.
me in to kind of do the steampunk vibe. I'm also the Cheshire Cat character in it, but I just like to put little details that maybe people don't see, but once you're close up, or if it's in a photo, they can zoom in and find little, like, hidden Easter eggs. I learned that term from Fashionistas too. Find little hidden
Yeah.
treasures up in there.
For sure. I'm sure up in the hat area, there's got to be some interesting items for sure. And
Oh yeah,
here's another picture of it a little bit more close up, maybe.
yeah,
Now, is that you in this picture?
yes,
All right, I wasn't sure because you're hidden.
yeah, that's me.
Because in this next picture, you're the one doing the styling.
Correct. So those are two dancers that dance with music artist Christine W. here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And usually I go on as many gigs as I can with her as a dancer, but I'm also her stylist and the dancer stylist also. So I was styling the fellas up, giving them a nice futuristic, funky vibe for one of the opening numbers.
I love it. Looks
And
awesome.
thanks. Just, I wanted to do kind of a formal take and a future take and a funky take. So I like to mix a bunch of textures and stuff together to create just a really awesome vibe in my view. That's how I see it. But other people might be like, "Whoa!"
No, no, no. I totally agree. Because you've got a good balance in it also, and everything makes sense together, even though they might be different styles.
Yeah.
Totally. You've
Well,
definitely
thanks.
got an eye for creativity. Let's see, what is this picture all about?
So that's one of the professional photos from our photo shoot from Alice, Steampunk Concert Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
that was basically my Cheshire Cat. I think they're versions of like a playing card.
Oh, cute. Yeah, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Definitely. What about this picture?
So I styled these good friends of mine for one of my birthdays here in Las Vegas, and then I wanted to get it shot by a good photographer friend of mine, Bobby Black.
Mm-hmm.
And we set the scene up at one of my friends' salon. Her name's Selena. She does awesome hair and makeup. I've worked with her for years. She's amazing. But
Oh, wow.
she let us into the salon she was working at. We shot it up, and then those were some of my promo pictures for my birthday and for just styling purposes.
Awesome. Okay, here's another one. Tell me about
Hey,
this.
so Circus Couture is an event I've designed for the last 6 years. It's an amazing children's cancer benefit, Cure for the Kids Foundation.
Nice.
And Circus Couture was created by some circus entertainers. They bring in either new designers or seasoned designers, and this is one of my looks from the Prism year. So we had to design a look that included some prismatic type materials, and I
Mm.
decided to go with some clear car mats for your car. If you can see that in the
Now I
design,
see it. Yeah, good idea. Love it.
and then her whole bodysuit and stuff was prismatic vibes. So when the light would shine on it, it would give that prism effect. And then I always like to do a crazy picture with my models just for fun. And Shane O'Neill shoots it every year, another amazing photographer, and you get just kick A pictures from it.
Awesome. Okay, tell me about this one. I love the pink. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Gwen Stefani's vibe when she did the Harajuku era.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
I love this. I want after seeing this photo, I've seen this photo before. I wanted to get you to help me out with that Gwen Stefani era. That would be so awesome because I do Gwen
Oh
Stefani
yeah.
as well.
You do, and I would love to. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, this is from a photo shoot. I just decided I wanted to get some shots taken, but for myself, it's a little less planned out than I do for other people, just because I don't know. It's weird to plan things for yourself in like design wise.
Well, yeah,
For
because you
me,
don't really get to like, you don't get to look at it like you're looking at somebody else, I guess. You
yeah. So
know?
this was a
It
look I threw together. I wanted a contrast, and then the photographer, her name's Anna Winterfall. She's from Sweden. She shot me. She inserted the background, which I didn't know how the end result was going to turn out,
mm,
but I loved it as well. Like when I saw it, I was like, that was a great eye for her and her editing skills because I didn't see that in the first place.
yeah, yeah.
But it kind of gave me a steampunk kind of Mad Hatter meets like my vibe, but I want a black and white. So just a bunch of stuff mixed together, and that's how it turned out.
Yeah, and I love black and white. I mean, if I could wear black and white every day of my life, I would. I just love black and white. It's a weird thing. It's
See,
kind
I'm
of like,
finding out stuff about you. See,
see? And this is a badass photo. I love this.
thank you. That was another shoot I did with a friend of mine. Jason Little shot it. He's an artist as well in the industry, dancer, b-boy, photographer. But I just wanted kind of like you said, a badass vibe. And there's not many pictures I have with my hair back or in a ponytail.
Mm.
And that one, I don't know, it felt like the right thing to do. And he came out with the edit. It's kind of like a little sepia meets like added some gold effect to the glasses, but they were kind of shielded like that. And it came out pretty cool.
I like it. And this is really cute.
So that's another Circus Couture, my latest one. It's,
Ah,
it's entitled Partly Cloudy with a Chance of Rain. And it was a transformation piece. So this is actually the second look that it transformed into because all those umbrellas were hidden in the first image.
mm.
So she came on the runway and did a wig change, and then she opened each. There was 10 umbrellas
Mm-hmm.
in that whole design, and she popped them herself, and she just kind of exploded into her armor of cloudiness.
Cool. Gosh, how awesome. And this is your comp card, I guess, your your card for costume design.
Yeah, that's a design card I just whipped up. I like to have several versions of my logo just for use for different things, and then feature the models that I've used over the years for Circus Couture. The one in the middle, she looks like she has fire wig shoulders.
Uh-huh.
I have an amazing design partner named Georgia Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
She's ridiculous, like talent wise, sewing, patterning. She went to school for it. She just has an amazing artistic mind, and we design a lot of our stuff together. But that was our very first Circus Couture design in the middle, and that's kind of what launched more of my fashion design stuff here in Vegas with that piece.
I love it. And who's the model?
Her name's Alexandria Hallbauer.
Awesome.
She's ridiculous too. Everyone's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Well, you
Ridiculously amazing.
attract people who want to people who are amazing who want to be around you and get what you got.
Thanks. You got to put it out there and be nice and just,
Yeah, for sure. Okay. This one's cute. I like the dance moves.
that's also Alexandria in
Oh.
my dream catcher design for another Circus Couture year. This one was called Lucky, and a little story is those dream catchers around her waist. I made all of those by hand,
Oh, really?
and the one on
Wow.
her head, it's actually a hair woven dream catcher design by Kelsey Hush. She's one of the awesome makeup and hair um, people who do Circus Couture from the beginning. Her and Megan Mason.
Awesome. So inside your home, I have to know, like, do you have like your whole master bedroom and you sleep in a tiny little hole and then your whole master bedroom is a closet? Because that's what
Uh,
I got.
the whole house is pretty much the wardrobe, and then I do sleep in my bed, and the whole house is like a crazy museum of fashion.
Oh, that's so awesome. I have a
But
pretty big costume closet as well.
it's like my I call it organized chaos
Yeah, that's
because only
awesome.
I know where stuff is. You could say
Really? But do you really know where it is?
I do.
Sometimes.
If
I know
somebody
some.
if somebody if somebody came in here, they'd be like, "What the?" Yeah.
Well, you know what I do sometimes? Sometimes I'll have a job and I'll put all these pieces together and then I'll say, okay, so my next job, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to put this all together someplace. And then the time comes, I'm like, where did I put all that stuff?
I mean, sometimes things do get lost, but I usually have a good grasp on it. I have a storage unit also where I can keep some stuff, which is good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, what's this shot? Is this your stuff too?
Yeah, so that's my styling stuff. The model's name is Maria Moonbeam,
Oh,
and she brought me in because she wanted some future fashions. But the thing about this photographer, his name's Jamie Lim.
mm-hmm.
In post, he edits the most amazing things into the photographs. So, like, you see these final edits, and she is a space goddess. She's robotic. She has huge,
Oh,
you know what I mean? If you look close, you see all the
yeah.
detail. But some of those things I didn't, add in there. It was in post, and he just his graphics and his style is what actually seals the deal, like puts the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, amazing. Very hot, very hot. Hot stuff.
Thanks. Yeah,
I
she's a
think,
great model too.
yeah. So I think that's it for the pictures that I have. I mean, I'm sure I could come
I
up
sent
with
you like
more.
so many, but I was like,
You did. I just took a chunk of them. I'm like, cool, these download. Awesome.
sweet.
Yeah. But actually, I wanted to, in honor of having you on my show, I want to put on one of my crazy costumes
Okay,
and have you tell me what you think. So hang tight.
okay,
Okay, you can open your eyes now.
all right. Ah, that's dope.
Okay, so a little bit about this costume. First of all, I made it. I
What?
made it. Yes, I did. Maybe
Okay.
because we both are Leos. Maybe we have this talent. I don't know,
Well,
but yeah.
yeah.
So
Tell me about it.
okay, so Legends in Concert. I was going to open their brand new show in Hawaii as Lady Gaga, but they were building me this oh gosh, I don't know how tall it was, probably 10, 12-foot dress in all black patent leather. So I thought, oh my gosh, I have to be big at the top. I can't just have like my little body coming out the top of this, huge dress.
Yep.
So I just like, I don't even really know what I'm doing, but I guess I do enough. And I just started building this thing. And it's actually a dress. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So, but the shoulders part of it and everything, I made that. In fact, this might be a piece that we talk about you purchasing from me someday.
I mean, it looks pretty dope. You definitely need to shoot stuff in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted everybody to see this. I wanted to get Jeffrey's opinion because he's,
Um, 10,
amazing. Well, coming from you, that
10,
means a lot. And now I'm in
11,
space.
11, considering you made it.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I do
Oh yeah.
that somewhat out of necessity because I have a vision and I get kind of weird with the whole creative thing. It just happens and I just have to go with it. And I
Yep.
just go to the store and I buy stuff and then I put it together and I really have no idea how it's going to turn out, but it evolves as I go.
That's
And
how I do it sometimes.
yeah,
Yep.
I guess that's what it is to be a creative person, that this is how it comes out.
There's really no wrong way of doing it. If somebody says there is, I mean, maybe if there's a specific thing you're supposed to follow, but when it comes to your own personal style or creativity, just do what you feel and do what you know. Because like I didn't go to school for design,
Mm-hmm.
but certain things may have looked like I did because I have found ways how to intertwine and camouflage stuff together and just amp it up
Mm-hmm.
to make it look like it was either, you know, so professionally done. Meanwhile, I was like this. I used duct tape and a hanger. What?
I know. Sometimes I tell people my stuff looks like Frankenstein on the inside and it looks great on the outside. It's not like a pro job because I've gone to some seamstresses before where they put this amazing stuff on the inside and make it look all pretty. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
my stuff doesn't look like that.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to. If you want it, it's awesome to do. If it's a necessity, then sometimes it is needed though. Like for longevity of certain design pieces, like you need the lining, you need everything like stitched completely 100% the correct way so it can sustain the performances.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That is so true, and I do that as well because I'm in and out of these costumes a lot. Doing costume changes. I have to wear these things nightly, 6 nights a week, and
Yep.
throw them around and do this stuff. So they have to be okay.
Yeah.
You saw me at Blonde Invasion. You
Yep.
saw the buckets of clothing that I set up every single night to do what I had to do.
Yeah, just dedication and a love for a passion for it. Like I could tell you loved it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I wanted it to be fun for everybody, you know?
It shows on stage too when you love what you're doing. You just it just comes out of you and you just radiate that.
Absolutely. Well, do you have any good advice for people that are in our industry that
Yeah.
you like to say?
Just get involved with something creative. It doesn't matter if it's art, dance, singing, um, anything creative and that can push your limits a little bit. Um, just get involved, do it, and commit to it because you'll find out you might not be great at something at the beginning, but if you keep at it, dedicate yourself, and you love it, then eventually you will blossom and you will succeed at what you're doing.
Yeah, and you know what? That made me think of something to say, which is um, you might not know what you enjoy until you try a few things.
Yeah,
There's you might not like I never knew that I had a passion for creating costumes, for instance. So it came out of necessity, but it also is fun for me. So
yeah, I felt the same way. Like when I started designing, it was fun for me to make stuff for myself. Friends kind of saw me doing it and they asked me for pieces, or I just made stuff for presents for some of my friends. Like Dar was one of the first people I made a tie skirt for, but I used old neckties and she wore it, and like tons of people asked where she got it. And she was like, "This guy made it," and I was like, "This." That just kind of launches stuff. You get ideas, and then you're like, "Oh, maybe I'll make some more, or maybe I'll start doing this more professionally, or make money doing it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have a whole closet of all kinds of crazy things that I never get rid of because I figure I might put it together with something someday,
Oh yeah,
or
I'm the
donate
same
it
way.
to Jeffrey Debarthy.
Yeah, I used some pieces of yours for sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I have absolutely loved having you on today, and it's so great to catch up. And just thank you so much. And we'll post all your information below. Make sure you like and share and
Really.
subscribe to all of us.
Sweet. Thank you so much. It was awesome.
You're welcome. Okay. Mwah. I hope to
Mwah.
see you soon
Definitely.
in
Yeah,
the real world.
we're coming back. We're coming back. So create more entertainment for everybody.
Sounds good. We'll be
All right.
talking to you then.
Bye.
Okay, bye.